Here we are then, player ratings it is. As I mentioned, I'm delighted we got the win today. It's a win we needed massively, and it puts us 6 points ahead of Fulham. As I mentioned, first half of the game was shambolic. It really was poor, but VAR absolutely screwed us in that first half completely. We should have had a penalty. 100% Stonewaller, that is a penalty. It's a high boot from Tarkowski, and it's simply dangerous. And how VAR decided, nah, that's not a penalty because Tarkowski cleared the ball away. Sorry, but what if Sean Longstaff had a serious head injury after that? That could have happened. It really could have been. Yeah, I must say. And second half, as soon as we fetched on Callum Wilson and ASM, what a massive improvement that was in the second half. It really was. Steve Bruce had to get them on early, and he did that in the 50th odd minute of the game, and he thought, right, I need to get both of these lads on now and see what they can do. And I mentioned ASM definitely changed that game as soon as he came on that pitch as well. Absolutely delighted, particularly for the second goal that scored from him was fantastic. But the equaliser from Jacob Murphy was absolutely phenomenal as well. Great strike. Said, I'm going to aim this for the far side of goal and just make it more difficult for the keeper to get a glove onto it, and he certainly did that, and that was absolutely fantastic to see as well. So here we are then. Let me get into my player ratings and from what I have gone with from today's 2-1 win against Burnley. Starting off in goal, Martin Dubravka. Absolutely sensational he was today, I must say. He had to be called into action quite a lot of times today. Make sure he had to come for crosses to stop balls from going in the back of the net as well, even though he had one put past him. But that was definitely down to marking. But the rest of his game today was superb. He's back in goal for a reason, and he's certainly why he is number one in goal at this football club as well. Brilliant from Dubravka today, so I'm going to give him a 9. Going to go into the centre-back roles. First of all, I'm going to go with Federico Fernandez. It was great to see him back in the start lineup after he lost his place, and I've got to say fairly solid performance from him today, I must say. It really was. Knew he had to put in some tackles, get some blocks in as well. And I'm delighted to see him back now in the side after Lascelles is being ruled out with an injury. So Fernandez now to come back into the side now. So I'm going to give Federico Fernandez a 6. Next player in the centre-back roles, and that was Kieran Clark. And to me, he should have been tighter on Vidra. He should have been with him. But he had his back turned onto him, and that's how Vidra got that goal. But the rest of his game, he had to put in some blocks himself as well, and some tackles as well, I must say. So again, fairly solid, I must say as well, apart from he should have been close on Vidra. But I'm going to give Kieran Clark a 6 as well, because again, he knew he had to recover from not being on tight on Vidra to stop that Burnley goal from going in. And next position player in the centre-back roles, and that was Paul Dummett. And he could have nearly scored an own goal, but again, I've got to say fairly solid defensively from him as well. Particularly, there was one time he came all the way to the other side on Burnley's left-hand side to put a tackle in, which was good to see as well. And it's great to see Dummett back in the side as well. He can do a job defensively. He really can as well. So I'm going to give Paul Dummett a 6 as well. Into the wing-back roles, on the right-hand side, Jacob Murphy scored a cracking goal for the equaliser. Although I must say, in the first half, there were some touches where it looks like he had like a touch of a trampoline in that first half. I must say, a lot of the times the ball was just bouncing off him, and it was going out for throw-ins. I must say, but second half, he really stepped his game up. He really did. And the equaliser he scored was absolutely phenomenal. It really was. What a goal that was to get the equaliser. And Jacob Murphy now should be given that chance throughout the rest of the season now, I must say. So I'm going to give Jacob Murphy a 7. the other side of the wing-back role on the left-hand side, and that was Matt Ritchie, and I've got to say, pretty good performance from him as well. Great to see him back after Bruce decided to put him back in. Just probably said to him, let's put all our differences aside. I know you are a grafter, and you give 110% on that pitch. And that is why I'm putting you now back in the side. Very good performance from Matt Ritchie today, who should have been given the captain's armband, I must say. Because Ritchie is certainly a leader in that squad. He really, really is. Very good performance today from Matt Ritchie, so I'm going to give him a 7 as well. Into the midfield roles, first of all, Jonjo Shelby, and I've got to say that was absolutely poor. It really, really was. Why does he just spray balls about for the hell of it? I mean, come on. You've been given the captain's armband for a reason because Lascelles has been picked up an injury, but that is not a captain's performance, and that's definitely not a leader's performance. As well from Shelby. I'm sorry, he needs gone at the end of the season, whether we stay up or not. He's not the Shelby he has been for when we said brought him into the football club. I must say, very, very poor from Shelby the day, so I'm going to give him a 3. Next position in the centre midfield roles, and that was Sean Longstaff. Sloppy with his passing a lot of the time, I must say, but from terms of his tackling, he did very well. At least he was not putting 50-50 tackles in with what Shelby had been doing the day. I must say, my word. Which apologies I forgot to mention when I came to Shelby. But yeah, and Sean Longstaff, you could tell he wanted to get his head on that equaliser until Tarkowski came with a high boot. And I mentioned that should have been a penalty all day long, which it wasn't given. But I was very happy with Sean Longstaff's defensive side on his game today because he really put in some really, really good tackles. So I'm going to give Sean Longstaff a 6. Next position in the midfield role, and that was Miggy. And I've got to say that was not a great performance, I must say, apart from he did have that chance in the second half, which was cleared off the line by Tarkowski. But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't think that was a great performance from Miggy the day. I must say, he was playing out wide a lot of the time, which it's not his proper position. It really, really isn't, I must say. So I'm going to give Miggy a 4 today because I just didn't think it was one of his greatest performances. Into the up-front attacking areas, first of all, I'm going to go with Joe Linton. Not great. Absolutely not great at all, I must say. Nowhere near his performance as what it was against Spurs last week. Didn't do much, I must say, apart from losing the ball, giving silly free kicks away, I must say, as well. So maybe it looks like he could be losing out his place because Callum Wilson is now back in the side now. So I'm going to give Joe Linton a 4. And next position up front, and that was Dwight Gale. I know he had a goal ruled out for offside, but the Premier League is just not his level. If we are safe for next season, please don't give him that new contract. I think a championship club should be looking to take him on a free because he's not Premier League level. I must say with Dwight Gale, and he didn't do an awful lot throughout the game as well. So I'm going to give Dwight Gale a 5. Going to go into the substitutions. We made 2 of them at the same time. First of all, I'm going to go with ASM, and how he changed the game today was absolutely brilliant. Just absolutely fantastic it was, and he looks like he will be back in the start lineup for when we take on West Ham next week. The way he set up Murphy for the equaliser, picked him out perfectly. The way he took his goal was absolutely brilliant, and he could have set up another one for possibly Miggy if that wasn't cleared off the line. But he changed the game when he came on ASM the day, so he gets a 9 from me. Next substitution, and that was Callum Wilson, and you can tell he's been a big miss. He really, really has. And it was great to see him back after 2 months out with a hamstring injury. Once he did a heck of a lot, but you could certainly tell the difference between him and Gale and also Joe Linton in the side as well. Howie is more Premier League quality than both of them two by a long shot. But great to see him get involved there throughout the game. His work rate was really decent, so I'm going to give him a 6. And be interested to see if he is going to be back in the starting lineup for when we take on West Ham as well. Last substitution, and that was Jeff Hendrick, but came on in stoppage time with very little time remaining. So I'm not going to mark him, but if I did, it would probably just be down the middle and go with a 5. And I'm going to go into Steve Bruce, and I'm going to give Bruce a 6. I've got to say the lineup looked a bit thingy first thing of why we're going 5 at the back against Burnley. Why is the likes of Shelby still playing? I must say he was not a captain and certainly not being a leader on that performance as well. But as soon as he brung ASM and Wilson early into the second half, that changed the game completely. So I'm going to give Steve Bruce a 6. However, there is one thing I am going to mark, and that is VAR. And that is getting a 0 all day long. How is that not a penalty? How can VAR say that that is not a penalty? It's a high boot and it's dangerous. Not to mention it's screwed up in the other games as well. Yesterday, Liverpool's 2-1 win against Villa. To me, that Firmino goal should have stood. Friday night as well. Silva is first goal for Wolves, which was disallowed. I'm sorry, whoever is running this VAR needs sacked on the spot and get someone in who knows how to run it properly. So that is why I've given VAR a 0 today. So that is the only thing that is getting a 0 today. But other than that, at least none of the players and the manager didn't get a 0 today. So that is the player ratings that I've gone with. Let me know in the comments section as always. Do you agree with the ones that I've given? But if you were to change any of them, let me know in the comment section as always, and why. And yes, tomorrow 8 p.m. on the Toon Review YouTube channel, it's the 4 horsemen of the Toon tomorrow. So Paul, myself, John and Barry be talking about the game, talking about a positive result today and not a bad one as well. There'll be plenty of more laughs on possibly what John and Joe Linton might have been up to this time. Any more Steve Bruce lookalikes, it's a show you simply do not want to miss tomorrow as well. So it'll be a right good show. It will be definitely tomorrow. So hope to see you all tuning in and dropping your comments in as well. Thank you for watching. Of course, don't forget to give this video a like. Please drop your comments in as well, as I mentioned. And of course, if you haven't checked me out before, please do hit the subscribe button and I shall catch you all later. Take care. Get in. Absolutely delighted with the result today, and keep an eye out tomorrow for the 4 horsemen of the Toon tomorrow night at 8 p.m.